If you're in crypto, this is really what Max Pain looks like. It's the stock market breaking up and having a stock market melt up, and Bitcoin still at $64,000. Basically, Bitcoin's been here since I went on vacation 5 weeks ago, and this is what Max Pain looks like. Yesterday, we had another one of those Max Pain days where the S&P 500 literally broke out. This is the Dow Jones yesterday went up. Yesterday the Dow Jones went up 1,000 points in one day. Every other time that it's done that, it's been under Trump, except for twice that it's been under Biden. Yesterday was one of those days. Crypto, again, moving sideways, basically in a Max Pain situation. The one thing that we were looking at yesterday, we were looking at the SpaceX earnings. Believe it or not, SpaceX, they did deliver everything that we wanted on their earnings, but they're giving back everything that they took yesterday. So yesterday, SpaceX pumped to 124. Now it's back to $112. Yesterday in the SpaceX earnings, as I said, their revenue was 7.8 billion versus the expectation of 6.8 billion. So they actually delivered. They also delivered with an NVIDIA partnership. So they also delivered an NVIDIA partnership and everything else that we wanted. But yes, they're giving back. And that's why I said to you, I think that SpaceX basically goes back to somewhere around $60 or $70 before it actually hits our buy zone. Anyway, in a time like this, when there's Max Pain, there's very few people that are turning bullish or truly bullish or relentlessly bullish. And I managed to find one of those people. He's actually a good friend of mine. Ivan, how are you, my friend? In a time when everyone's giving up.
Good.
You're bullish,
oh, yes,
bro.
guys, we're back. So yeah, bear coming to an end. Good to be here with you, Ran. How are you guys doing? Smash up the like for Ran, for analysis. We're going to analyze a lot. And by the way, if you can share my screen, Ran, here. Just so your audience has a bit of context, I'm not a mega bull always. I want to make it super clear, because there are many people that are bullish always. I mean, there is
you were a mega bear.
All of this ultra bulls. I was bear since October, so I just want to make it very clear. I was bear since October. It's my pinned tweet. Also, look here. In April, May, I sell that. I told that we have a so-called bull ejaculation. I called. You remember April, May? Everyone was so bullish. Everyone's so bullish. I told it's bull ejaculation. It's premature bull ejaculation. It's not time yet. Now, as you have noticed on my Twitter, I'm turning more and more bullish for a few different reasons. We can go through all of them. Let me know if it's time to do that.
Yeah, so let's go for it. Why are you changing your view from bullish to bearish? I mean, I know the 200-week moving average has been a key zone in some bear markets, but last bear market, you went way under the 200-week moving average.
Yeah. So first and foremost, overall, if you look at Bitcoin, we're still in the bear trend. We still just do a series of high and then lower high and another lower high. Now potentially we have another lower high. But one of the biggest indicators is the 200-week moving average. Like you said, Bitcoin at or below 200-week moving average is historically extremely cheap. Bitcoin doesn't spend too much time below it. For example, here, yes, we did go below, but at the end of the amount of time it spends above it is 10 times more than it spends below it. And normally you have 1 year in each bear market. And if you look at the timeline, we have been already almost a year. Time flies. But it's it's August, then it's September, and then boom, it's October. So the time aspect of the bear is coming to an end. That's why I told in the tweet that you retweeted today that the time is running out for bears. The time is really running out for bears. It is time to start becoming risk on mentally. And personally, I'm deploying between 10 and 15% of my capital here in the buy zone while we are in the bear trend. So it's time to be bullish mentally. Practically, don't rush yet. But mentally, it's time. Because just like most people here at the peak could not even imagine that it's bear. For them, it was so foreign. They did not take action. They got destroyed in altcoins, destroyed minus 80%, minus 90%. The same thing is now. Now, 50% of the win is to be mentally prepared. So we are DCAing here within the buy zone. This green box is quite big. It starts at 5% above the 200-week moving average, and then down to 40s. We can still go to 40, can still go to 50, but it's time to accumulate Bitcoin slightly. Bitcoin is already more than 50% down from the highs, and the worst is behind us. I truly think that the worst is behind us. So accumulating here, we go to 50, good, accumulate more. Yeah.
Let me reset something. Let's start in the beginning. As an asset, Bitcoin as an asset, do you have conviction in the fundamentals of Bitcoin as an asset? Or do you care?
In the coming
Or do you even care about that?
In the coming 5 years, yes, but then they really have to fix quantum. I need full focus on quantum, because now it's not that you can just put your money in Bitcoin for the next 100 years. Until they fix quantum, it's not like that. It's not really comparable to gold until they fix quantum. So for the next bull market, I think it's okay. It doesn't matter for the next bull market, but because it's going to take 10 years to fix Bitcoin, to make it quantum safe, they really need to speed up the roadmap. So I don't want to, blow Fugazi up everyone's asses like most people. Bitcoin is gold. I mean, it was that before the quantum threat has become that big that they need to fix quantum 100%.
But they're going to fix quantum.
For me, I need to see that fixed.
They will fix it. They will fix quantum. I mean, I think we have to make the assumption that there are too many incentivized people, and that eventually they will come up with a fix for quantum, right? And as it relates to a fix for quantum, there's two fixes for quantum. One is that they freeze Satoshi's coins, right? In other words, assume that Satoshi's dead, give him a chance to migrate to a new quantum resistant Bitcoin. If he doesn't migrate, then freeze the coins. The other one is that the coins actually hit the market, and then you've got a whole supply hitting the market. That's really the two options for Bitcoin quantum, right?
It's gonna take a long time. I mean, Bitcoiners cannot even agree on how much data to put in the block. With the BIP 110, should we have NFT? Should we not have NFT? Saylor just in the recent month said that quantum is an imaginary computer that doesn't exist. Although in the last 2 weeks he did create some kind of security consortium to kind of focus on quantum. So potentially it's good movement in the direction that the tide is starting to shift. But if you look at the core community of developers of Bitcoin, quantum has been a super low priority. Whenever you say quantum on Twitter, they say, "Oh, you're just panicking. It's non-existent. It's non-existent." So the solutions, like you say, they need to freeze Satoshi coins. Is going to be a massive debate. Gonna take years to debate that. This thing that may sound simple for the average Joe, that you'll just fix it. Oh man, in Bitcoin we cannot decide simple things. It becomes a big debate. So I think the timeline is at least 5 years, likely 10 years. I mean, if you look at the previous decisions that Bitcoin has made with different technical directions, it takes many years. So we need to move on quantum.
I think the difference
in terms of making money from Bitcoin.
I think the difference between those decisions and these decisions is those decisions were made without an asteroid about to hit the Earth, right? So in other words, those decisions were made as like, should we increase the block size, not increase the block size? Here you have a asteroid about to hit the Earth. You need to make a decision as to which way you want to go, right? That's the difference.
Have you seen that movie? What is it? Don't Look Up, or which is the movie about the asteroid that's about to hit Earth, but no one cares? There's like one scientist that tells everyone to look at it, and then everyone is, no, don't worry. No, but listen, probably they're gonna fix quantum. But you asked me about the fundamental belief in Bitcoin, and obviously we're crypto natives here. I mean, I'm in crypto since 2013. I do believe in Bitcoin, and I just want to highlight the urgency that they really should focus on quantum. But beyond that, for the next bull market, with Bitcoin, with altcoins, with top alts the way they are, is going to be okay nonetheless. So the next bull market is not really relevant for us. So for that reason, of course, Bitcoin has a core place in everyone's portfolio. If you want a diversified, nice portfolio that captures the upside of the development of new technologies like crypto, of course, it has an absolute part.
Okay, so you are bullish. Are you a believer in the 4-year cycle? Like, I mean, your charts all allude, your analysis all alludes to the 4-year cycle, right? That,
So I mainly follow the trend. So there are different ways to see the trend. One is the moving average. Are we above or below certain moving average? One is more volatility based. So for example, this trend that you see right here is more volatility based. And the trend is the number one criterion. For example, here in Q4, we became bearish mainly when the trend turned bear. And that coincided with the 4-year cycle. So then we follow it because the trend and the cycle agrees. But should we, for example, here, let's imagine that we just continue to pump here, I would remain bullish, even though the 4-year cycle says that we should go down. I mean, should we continue go up here and we would not go into bear trend, I would still be bullish. So my main source of truth is the price chart. It is the price chart. And then the secondary signal is the psychology. And that's where the Fourier cycle comes in, because it's based on psychology. I mean, my understanding of the Fourier cycle is that it's based on psychology, so that if you have a bear market, it takes approximately 1 year for the mega bulls to give up and sell. And when they have sold, then there's no one else to sell, and we go to Valhalla. It takes 1 year to flush all of the greed, all of the Ponzi's, or forget all of the stuff that happened in the bull where you maybe lost money, or it takes 1 year to recover your psyche. So from that perspective, we should be quite close to it. We should be quite close. So probably in October, November.
It does feel like all the bad is out of the industry. I mean, it does feel like there's no more scams raising money in the industry. They've given up. There's no money to be raised in this industry. It does feel like that the price is, the people that have sold have wanted to sell. They've sold. They're out of the market. It does feel like there's, that the price has become pretty stable. The stock market goes up. Bitcoin is at 64,000. The stock market goes down. Bitcoin is also at 64,000.
Yeah, and all of the bad news don't really affect the price. Cold card did not dump us. Sailor dumping did not dump us. All of the bad things that happen now don't dump us. So it's a good sign that there are not many sellers. Still possible that we go a bit lower, but overall, buying at the 200-week moving average, below 200-week moving average is smart. You're not going to make a dumb decision buying a core asset like Bitcoin at 200-week moving average or below. It's impossible to make a dumb decision and buying at around 200 week. The same thing, by the way, is with the core tech stocks. For example, Microsoft just recently bounced off of the 200-week moving average. On my channel, we were saying, it's cheap. I can actually show you here. Let's see, Microsoft, very, very, very similar here as well.
I actually bought Microsoft because you said to buy it, and then I actually took a position in Adobe. I think 2 days ago, because I think you said that Adobe flipped bullish.
Yeah, Adobe also flip bullish. Let's see if it actually reached 200. It's actually below it. Yeah, exactly. See here, Adobe on the weekly is now bullish as well, but this one is actually below, so it's even cheaper. But these companies that will survive. So Adobe, with this one, I'm less sure. Do you need Photoshop in 50 years? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, who the hell knows? I don't know their business too much. So here I'm only relying on the trends. So now it's bullish, is good. Microsoft. I mean, this one is, to me at least, is more of a no-brainer. In 50 years, likely they will be around in some form. So here it is more of a no-brainer to buy the 200-week moving average. By the way, guys, if you are listening and you're thinking, oh, my shitcoin is at 200-week moving average, I should buy, don't buy your shitcoin at 200-week, because this 200-week accumulation approach, it only works with assets that will survive. Most shitcoins don't survive. So don't worry about your shitcoin. Your shitcoin you only buy if it goes bullish on the trend, and most shitcoins are doing very, very bad. They are nowhere near, and even good shitcoins like Solana, it's still an altcoin, it's looking very bad still. This thing can still continue lower. We have a target here of $30. $30. How can you say Solana is gonna go to 30? It could go. I mean, it's bear trend. It's below this support. It got rejected. It could go, but also you see. If we go bull, then I'm bullish again. Some people, they don't understand when I turn bullish. They say, Ivan, you were bearish yesterday. You said we'll go to 30 yesterday. Yeah, I mean, currently it looks like we'll go to 30. But should we go into bull trend, I'm bullish Solana, guys. So don't get surprised if I start bull tweeting Solana above 93. We're going to be bullish here because it goes bull trend. For now, it's bear trend. It's very bad. It could go to 30. Why? Because this is the big support area. So if it goes here, guys, we're gonna be buying like there's no tomorrow. I can just tell you that. If we go into this 30 buy zone, and by the way, 30 starts below 40, so 39 is also 30. So 39, 38, it's all, to me, it's all 30. So yeah, with Solana, it's still in place. So just as a reminder, guys, with shitcoins, this bullishness doesn't apply to shitcoins. Don't buy shitcoins now. I'm not buying shitcoins now. I'm accumulating Bitcoin with around 15% of my capital, around the 200-week moving average, and overall we're still in the bear, but bear is ending. So it's time to be bull, time to bull pulse, time to start thinking in bullish, positive direction.
When will you deploy the rest? So you're saying you're deploying 15% now. What is your signal to deploy the other 85%?
It's when the trend turns bull. So currently the bull flip is going to be at 81. Should we go lower? Let's say we dump to 53 or here to 50s, then this thing is gonna continue lower as well. So that's it's a good area to keep an eye here at the trend. But also another way to see the trend is if we do a higher high. So the last high was here. Sorry guys, I have so much clutter here. Let me know. The last high, if I'm to clear this 1 second, the last high was here at like 82. Should we go above it? It's another signal. I mean, if you want like no indicator, let's remove the indicator. You can just see, okay, can we close above here? Yes. Then if you have weekly closes above here, then, you know, with highest likelihood, bull market is back. There's no certainty. No one knows for sure anything. So there's no certainty. So you always need stop loss, risk management, yada, yada. But should we start closing above this high? Very, very likely. It is Valhalla. We'll go to 200. However big the bull market is going to be, very, very high likelihood. So yeah, two ways to see. Either you have...
Do you look at any of the news? Do you look at any of the fundamentals, or are you just trading the charts? Like when you think about Bitcoin?
No. For trading, no fundamental. I mean, fundamentals are good if they are just, you know, as a confirmation of the chart. Because look at SpaceX. You just mentioned in the introduction. It's also a chart we've been following, and we've been very clear that stay away. Why? Because the trend, the number one trend on it is on the hourly, and the hourly is bear. So it tried crossing, by the way, into bull, but then it collapsed, as you also mentioned. So until it goes bull trend, we don't touch it. So here, for example, we're only looking at the chart, and fundamentally, SpaceX probably is better now than it was in June. Because now they have NVIDIA, they're going to do the space data center with NVIDIA, etc., etc. We just read it this morning. So fundamentally, you know, it's the same company, fundamentally, probably better fundamentals, but the price is almost 50% cheaper. So I mainly look at the chart. News is only if the chart agrees. So let's say that we go bull trend and then you have a bunch of news. Okay, fantastic. Let's read the news. Let's see how big it can be. It can boost your conviction. Let's say you have a bull trend. The news is super good and everything in the earnings, then it just boosts your conviction, so you can maybe bet more, you can be more ballsy. But should the trend go bear, then yeah, we get out of the position.
What about the stock market? Are you watching the stock market? I mean, I know it doesn't really excite you because it's already in peak bubble territory. You keep saying, when you look.
No, I mean, stock market is very good. Stock market is, I mean, it depends who you are, right? Because for most people, the stock market will not make them rich. But if you have capital already, the stock market is, I mean, it's pretty good. It's very good performance.
I mean, Ivan, you can say that the stock market won't make you rich, but if you look at what the Nasdaq has done since October 11th, or I mean, let me quickly just call up a chart here. Yeah. But if you look at what the Nasdaq has done since October 11th, so let's go back to October.
I have it right here. Yeah, I can show you. I'm looking at it. So October 11th, it was here somewhere. Let's say from this bear candle, it's up 23%. No, but I mean, I agree with you. That's my point. Like, stocks are good, but this is more, including Nasdaq, it's more of a wealth preservation, wealth growing vehicle, and it's a very good wealth growing vehicle. I mean, it's fantastic. It doubles every 10 years approximately after inflation. The stock market as a concept, S&P doubles every 10 years after inflation. Historically, if you look at the last 100 years, if you add Nasdaq, probably gonna grow more. But be a bit more volatile. So as a wealth preservation mechanism, it's very good. It's now bull trend, fantastic. So we're very bullish. But to get rich, you need to be in shitcoins. I mean, it is what it is. You need to either trade leverage or be in shitcoins, or just have a super long time horizon, which is also okay, but it depends what you start with. So for everyone, I think the number one goal is to first create some kind of momentum, some kind of critical mass of money, whether it is through your own business, through your own work, through taking risks in the altcoin market. Like, you need to create a few hundreds of thousands to begin with, and then you put it in Nasdaq, S&P. It's fantastic. It doubles every 10 years after inflation. You can more or less, it grows itself, and you don't have to think too much. And by the way, I saw a video that you made a few months ago where you exited your company some years ago, and you
Yes.
also said, man, I should have put it in NASDAQ. Because in my journey, I also made that mistake where I see NASDAQ and S&P and I disrespect them. I'm like, man, what is this? I'm in crypto. I'm let me speculate. But then you look, holy crap, freaking NASDAQ and S&P, it's too strong with the psychological advantage being that if they go down, if S&P and NASDAQ goes down, everyone is wrecked. All of the billionaires wrecked. Trump wrecked. Everyone wrecked. And it feels way nicer when you are wrecked and the whole world is wrecked than if you have your shitcoin and you're the only guy and like 10 guys in Telegram that are wrecked together with you and you're alone.
When it comes to shitcoins, Ivan, I know you're not buying any shitcoins, but are there any shitcoins that you look at and you say, like, the fundamentals are really good? Like, for example, are you a Zcash bull? Do you believe in the thesis of private Bitcoin in the form of Zcash? Are you, let me go through them one by one. So Zcash, what's your take there?
Yeah, so Zcash, fundamentally, obviously fantastic. I mean, as a use case, very, very good. So currently it's bear trend though, but in the next bull, I will allocate heavily into Zcash once it goes bull trend. Then, of course, Solana. I mean, I know you love Solana. Now it's very bad. It can still go way lower, but if it goes below 40 or goes to bull trend here, heavy Solana. Then Hype, the number one app everyone using, decentralized trading, bigger than ever with the stocks, also with the political insiders. For them, it's very nice to have hyperliquid. So the use case is so, I mean, for that reason also, there's a never-ending use case to have hyperliquid. And it's, by the way, this one is still bull trend, so it's been very good performance since bull trend here back in March. So I don't have any special small hidden gem kind of coin I can share with you because I'm not really looking for them, and there are none. I mean, currently there are none either. It's not like in the bull market when it's some hidden one that comes and we all share hidden gems. There are no hidden gems. It's you know it. Your audience probably knows it with the Hype, Zcash, Solana. I don't have any special ones, and they are still super risky. Even Zcash, I mean, it's good, but it just went bear trend. Hyperliquid if Bitcoin goes to 50K, Hyperliquid probably gonna go to 40 or maybe 30. I mean, it's still too risky to allocate heavily. So I'm not heavily allocated into altcoins. I mean, in fact, I don't have altcoins currently. It's still bear. It's still risk off. So we protect capital as the number one priority. But it's gonna end soon. So mentally, we're becoming more bullish. We're starting to bull post, bringing the community back to the bullish frequency.
Give me a date. Give me a date in terms of if you were to guess how long is left in this bear market. How long do you give it?
I mean, it depends how you define it. Bitcoin probably is going to bottom in October, November. But bottom does not mean Valhalla. Valhalla probably for shitcoins especially going to be later in 2020, beginning of 2027, probably. I mean, these things, we are mainly reactive traders. So we react. And then we know when there is a fair value cheap signal like the 200-week moving average and the time for 1 year approximately from the peak to the bottom. But other than that, it's I'm mainly pulling things out of my donut back there. So it's I myself I'm reacting more than this date. But let's say bottom October, November, Valhalla, January, February 2027. Let's say like that.
Man, I hope you're right. I hope you're right, man. I really hope you're right because I think to me, as I said to you when we were speaking earlier, I don't mind the prices going down, etc. For me, it's the boredom. It's having to be here every day and to be exciting about content when the price of Bitcoin is still $64,000, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, there are many fun things happening in crypto all the time. Whether it is this, Clarity Act, back and forth, bag holders hoping for a bot. I mean, there are so many things happening nonetheless. But then I agree with you; it has been a bit boring, and that's why you have to look at other markets. For example, if you share your screen, if you share my screen, we have. The AI market that has been doing very well during the last 8 months. So we switched a lot into speaking about AI. This SanDisk has been insane. Now it's bear trend though. So so this is very important because many people, they say, Ivan, but you were so bullish AI. What happened? What, you're not bullish AI? Yeah, many of the companies, they go bear trend. So I'm less bullish AI now. The time to be bull AI was months ago. Now it's time to see the new opportunity. And I think it's crypto because it is the major asset. It's tech, it's growth, but it's so cheap at 200-week moving average. You don't see many things that cheap and that fantastic. So the AI trade for us is more or less ending. I mean, let's see if it will go into bull trend again. But now, you know, for example, SanDisk bear trend, Intel bear trend, Micron bear trend. But yeah, I mean, the performance in them has been fantastic. Let's see, AMD is still bull, or is AMD still bull?
What about
yeah, we have to find excitement elsewhere.
What about gold and silver?
Gold and silver is bear trend since the beginning of the year, and gold and silver is also for I mean, for most people, it's more of a wealth preservation vehicle than get rich. Obviously, you could get rich if you use leverage and so on and so forth, but this is more, you are already rich, you have a portfolio and you want to diversify, so no matter what happens, you sleep well. If stock market up, down, tariff, you know you have gold, you have part of the portfolio gold, so oil, this and that. Yeah, so it's more like that. But in terms of trading, it's now it's bearish. It's just bearish, so it's still a shorting season for gold. If you want to accumulate, then accumulate for your, you know, stay rich portfolio, then it is the moving averages. So here we have 21, 50, 100 and 200. So we fell now below 50. We're here somewhere between 50 and 100 week moving average. So next time to buy gold is here at 100 week. If you're buying for your diversification, long-term hodl is going to be a key moving average to buy at. But you see, it can still go to 200 week. It goes very, very often to 200 week. If you look at gold historically, it does touch this white line many times. So I do expect at some point that it may even go here. Yeah. To
what's the level of the 200 week? It's very small on the screen there.
I mean, currently it's 2.8, but it's going up all the time. So maybe we meet it, yeah, in a year or so at like 3.5. I mean, who knows? It could be at 3, could be 3.5. But we normally go back to 200 week moving average in gold. So gold and silver is very, let's check silver. It's the same as gold, very similar. But this is where, you know, fundamentals again. People FOMO'd in here at 121, then it went to 55. The same silver, the same fundamentals, but very different in terms of charts. So here at the beginning of the year, we said it's time to be risk off. The trend is bear, and it was crazy to think back here. Many people said dollar is hyperinflating. I don't know if you remember, but people really thought the dollar is going to hyperinflate. And by the way, guys, the way to see if the dollar is hyperinflating is to look at the yields. Let me see if I have the yields here. If you see that the treasury yields are spiking, yeah, here. If these yields, they go from, you know, 4%, 5%, you see here in the corner on the on the right here. So now, you know, the yield is 4, 5. I mean, if these yields go to like 20%, we have hyperinflation. Then yes, it's hyperinflation. If it is the case that the precious metals are pumping and these yields are, you know, 4, 5 like they're now, it doesn't mean that it's hyperinflation. It means that, you know, this asset is just heavily speculative and many people want to buy it, and just supply and demand, temporary supply and demand is pushing the price up. But if it is the case that hyperinflation is here, then everyone who is in finance more or less is gonna see that, holy crap, dollar is collapsing. These yields are gonna skyrocket. Why? Because the institutions are gonna be selling the US debt. US debt is getting dumped. It means that you have the yield going up a lot. Because they are inversely correlated. And yeah, so that's how you see whether hyperinflation is here or not, because it was crazy. I mean, this time was insane. Yeah.
There was no hyperinflation. All right, my friend, listen, that's a good place to leave it. Bullish up ahead, bullish now for the turn up ahead, right?
Yeah, so bullish BTC, it may still go down a bit lower, but see it more as a discount and accumulate not too fast. I mean, I'm putting around the 15% of my money into Bitcoin currently. So what does it give me? Some people say, but Ivan, it's so little. Why do you bother? Why do you bother? Well, I'm already been deployed, meaning that should we have a Valhalla candle, which may happen. I mean, it's already a year soon. Let's say we spike to 80. Most people, they're going to think, oh, no, it's going to go lower because now they feel, they're a bit outside. They're not going to be mentally prepared that, hey, bullish scenario is unfolding, just like they weren't prepared in Q4 that the bearish scenario was unfolding. So we are positioned with a small part of the portfolio so that in case it goes up, it's going to be easy for us to scale in. We're mentally already bull, but we still see its bear trend. We still see overall prices, they don't pump too much yet. So there is a real danger we go to 50, let's say. For us, it's also good because most money is not deployed. So no matter what happens, we're good. We're going to make massive profit in this bull market. And this is another thing, by the way. Sometimes people that are new to my content, they get frustrated. They're like, Ivan is hedging. So Ivan tells you that this can happen or that can happen. Yeah, well, it's by design. I'm not Nostradamus. No one is Baba Vanga that can see the future. We don't see the future. We prepare that whatever happens, we're good. If it's bullish, we're good. If it's bearish, we're good. We're gonna make money anyway, and that's the final message here.
Yeah, I must tell you, the final message is actually for those of you who don't know. So Ivan is actually one of the guys that got me into streaming. I used to have a show on CNBC, and I used to see Ivan and his amazing energy on YouTube every single day. It was in the 2017, 2018, 2021 bull market. And I saw Ivan having the time of his life streaming, and I thought, let me actually try this YouTube thing. And actually, when I started Banter, it was just run streaming. Ivan is one of the first big KOLs at the time who came onto my show and helped me get Ivan was one of the guys that actually came on the show, and we remained friends right through all of these years. And we're both here, and we're both streaming. I mean, many years down the line.
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. Your community is great. Just, being live with the crypto community overall, I get energy every day. Exactly. People say, Ivan, how can you do streams every day? It's fun, man. It's fun. You turn on the stream, community is there. We do Q&A. We go through charts. It's fantastic. That's why crypto, it never gets old. I mean, even in this sideways market, there's always something. And I mean, personally, I don't feel pressure that I have to invent the topics, It just, we have our guys. They tune in, portfolios ready to be deployed, or many portfolios are wrecked. We just go through the wreckage together. We analyze, we help them, we see what's going to happen, and we keep the bullishness alive as the bull market is going to come probably in the coming months.
Brother, thank you very much. So many good vibes, so much good energy. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for coming on.
Likewise, man. Thank you very much.
I've been wanting to get Ivan on here for a long time, and actually I do watch your show religiously every single day. I watch a lot of content, and Ivan is one of the guys that I really watch religiously every single day, and he brings such amazing vibes. So it's really good. I'll leave a link to his channel, his show, for those of you who don't know him. Really one of the good guys out there. Also, guys, if you are trading all these TradFi assets, because this is really where all the action is, so you can trade them on Bybit. As you can see, you can just go and you can trade them as perps. Like you can trade 10x perps with, exactly the same as you trade your normal perpetuals. You can trade literally every single, you can trade SpaceX here. You can, we've got SNDK, which I think has, tonight they have results. You can trade gold, you can trade silver. There's the gold price, 4,200. So you can trade all of this. You can trade all of this on Bybit. If you use the link below, you can. Here's the link, I'll show you. If you use the link below, you will get a $1,000 position in any of the TradFi assets that you actually invest in, but you got to use this link below. It's exclusive to us. Is there anything else? Well, there's all of Ivan's links. All of Ivan's links are all over here. So you can go and have a look at everything that he does. Very, very good guy. And like I said, one of the guys that actually got me into streaming at the thing. All right, my friends, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. I've got some great shows for you tomorrow. Also, there's some content being dropped on Crypto Insider. So just keep an eye out for Crypto Insider. See you guys again tomorrow. Until then, trade well, my friends.